They obviously he's gone, but
yeah, well,
yeah. But yeah, I talked when Hef got killed. When I got word that morning that Heffer got killed, I let him know something that we had lost one, and then that's the last time I ever talked to him.
So that was a long fucking time ago then. Shit.
He fell off the fucking planet, dude. I know that he stopped making payments on his car, and that he just lost that type of person, man, that he didn't take any kind of constructive criticism. And so when we were over there, like, you know, when he was about to get sent home, he didn't want to hear anything about, you know, his finances and going to the brig and all this shit. And, you know, they gave him the option of staying in and finishing out his enlistment and still getting an honorable discharge.
What?
And he chose to get out. He chose to get out with 6 months left.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot, dude. But I mean,
yeah, but he started bringing up all the government conspiracy theories and shit, and I was just like, all right, man, adios, brother.
Yeah, that's like, you know, it's not a surprise that he did all that, but I mean, he wasn't all fucked up and weird and crazy and shit like that when he came in. You know what I mean? That was a later development. You know what I mean? And he probably was that way when he came in, but obviously just not as bad. But yeah, he didn't escalate to that point of he just something happened. You know what I mean? That escalated him that much. You know what I mean? Something went down that put him crazy. I don't know. And I think it's probably something on the lines of what you said. He couldn't take constructive criticism very well. And that just has to do with a lot of insecurities and a lot of fucking, you know, really, really sad people. You know, people who are internally just really, really fucking depressed. And that sucks, dude. And because then you go to shit like conspiracy theories shit, you know.
I mean, I do for, you know, very, very well. You know, he had come to Atlanta with me numerous times. Like Fred was talking about, he had gone to fucking New York with us, gone down to Myrtle Beach with us numerous times. He was a completely normal dude for a very long time. He, at least what I think of him and what I knew of him, he thought that his stature as a Marine and what he did as a Marine and the things he had accomplished should weigh above any sort of consequences that he was facing when he got caught up in all that shit. And when he did get caught up in it, he just started searching for those reasons and those excuses in his head to convince him and make him feel better to where he's not, damn, why does this keep falling down? To where he just, you know, I think he just wanted to be able to convince his own mental state that this was more of the military than it was my own doing.
Well, he couldn't face the fact that he was responsible for all the fucked up shit. It couldn't be his fault. I'm way smarter than everybody. I'm way too smart. I'm so smarter than you. This isn't my fault. I couldn't have got in this position. It was everyone else's fault because I'm smarter than everybody. That's
Yep. It's fucking shitty, man. I sometimes I do wonder how he's doing, but I can't say that I wonder too much about it.
Yeah, I have the exact same thing with some guys, man. Like, you know, that's one of the things. That's one of the unfortunate lessons that you learn in the military is, you know, yeah, you build real tight bonds with fucking people. Because you just love each other's company and you fucking like to go have fun and shit together. But then when you fucking kind of grow up and you get past being drinking buddies and you actually consider, you know, principles and values and opinions and shit like that people have. And a lot of the time you have really huge differences in the kind of people that you are and your values and your principles and the way you live your life. You know what I mean? And that fucking can really separate you from another person when you're trying to fucking better yourself, your life, your family, shit like that. You know, that doesn't mean you love them any less. That doesn't mean you fucking, you know, don't care about that person. But it's like, hey, man, you know, we're really, really different on some really key life shit. You know what I mean? And as much as I love you, man, I just can't have that in my life anymore. You know?
Yep.
And that's a cold, hard fact of life, dog. You know? It is what it is, man. You know what I mean?
That's the truth.
Yeah, and
yeah, man.
It's like, you know, for instance, when I fucking decided to get sober when I was at the club. I'm still in the motherfucking club. I'm just a retired brother. But when I decided to get sober, you know what I mean? You figure out who is your drinking buddies, and you figure out who the fuck are your brothers. Huh, buddy? Yeah, you figure that out real quick. And unfortunately, you get more drinking buddies, or you see more drinking buddies than you do real brothers. And it's the same thing like with moving, man. Like when some motherfucker's got to move, hey, I need some help moving. You find out who the fuck is a real friend and who's just an acquaintance really quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's moving is one of those fucking things that is it's not arbitrary, but it's just it's stupid to mention, but it's super shitty. No matter what, like I don't know a single person who enjoys moving. You know what I mean?
No, nobody does.
My son is young again, but yeah, it's just because unfortunately, man, that it's one of the things like. Even though you have people come in your life who left it on a really negative term, they were still they were in your life. They're in a very meaningful part or they had a huge impact on your life, regardless of how they left it, I mean.
Yeah, and the way he left, like he intentionally left before we all got back so that he didn't have to deal with anybody. It's like, damn, bro, all those memories, all those times, you couldn't even fucking say goodbye.
Why did we kick him out of Afghanistan?
Because he failed the drug test. Okay, he failed a drug test when he came back. And me, Fred, and we're all sitting in my car. All four of us had been smoking on leave, and we came back. And it's very, very fucking easy to pass a drug test. You just drink a shitload of water, and you piss clear. It's common sense. And all three of us, me, Fred, and got out of the car to go inside because we were pissing clear. We had it down. We knew what to do. We're pissing clear. Let's go inside and take the drug test, piss clear, and we're good to go. And decides that he was so tired. He just thought he was so tired, he was going to take a nap first. So he stayed in my car and took a nap. And all three of us went in and took the drug test, came back, and all three of us passed. And we came out, slept for like an hour and a half, however long it was, went in, took his drug test, and fucking failed. And, bro, tried to tell you, man. But he was just mad at us, because why are you mad at me? I didn't do this. You did.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, man, is, he just couldn't accept responsibility, and hardly anybody. Like, if you tie that into current events right now, I don't know how much you fucking are keeping up with what happened in Florida with the school shooting, but the sheriff has been found to have failed. His department has been found to have failed at almost every single fucking level of responsibility, and the sheriff is fucking trying to shrug it off, like it's not his fault. And but he was sure as fuck eager to point the blame at everybody, at the NRA, at Dana Lash, at fucking all this other shit. It's everyone else's fucking fault, not mine. And his department failed at every fucking level, And it's just it's people fucking who think that they're above everybody else. There's no way I could be responsible for this because I'm just so great.
That shit pisses me off too, knowing that. They had four fucking sheriffs outside that fucking school that failed to enter.
Yeah,
and teachers inside to throw their bodies in front of children, and you're trying to tell me they're not entering because of what?
Regardless of that, man, regardless of all of the actual details, Sheriff Israel knew that his deputies were outside, and they didn't. He knew about that before that CNN town hall debate. And still, I was watching this morning, man, and one of the guys I listen to, Stupid Gear, I love him to death, man. He's such a fucking smartass. Anyway, just, literally, that motherfucker went on national television and had the ball sack to fucking point fingers at the NRA and Dana and all this other shit. And he knew it. And that's the thing, man. It doesn't It doesn't surprise me. It really fucking doesn't, because it takes a certain kind of person to be able to go do shit like that. And a sheriff is a fucking is a voted for office. You know, that is like in San Francisco. I don't know if he's still there, but it was within the past couple of years, the sheriff there had not served one day in law enforcement. Not one motherfucking day. And he's the sheriff of the county, yeah. Because it's an elected position. And he ran and got it. And he actually made a coat, a uniform that was like a green sports jacket, and he put stars on it and like a badge, you know, and not spent one motherfucking day in law enforcement, but made his own kind of law enforcement apparel, you know, his attire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's one of the big sanctuary shitty guys. You know, that's why it's fucking, you know, San Francisco and all. But anyway, it's a special kind of fucking person, you know. And just because you are a cop and just because you're in law enforcement doesn't mean you do have some kind of fucking moral high ground or assumption of integrity. I unfortunately know cops who are fucking dirtbags, you know what I mean? And that happens just like with any group of fucking people. In the military, include, like we're talking about, man, United States Marine. He was a fucking piece of shit. Maybe he's not. Maybe he is. Who the fuck knows how he is now? But just because you're in a fucking an organization that really stands fundamentally on principles and values doesn't mean that there aren't shitheads within it. You know what I mean? And that's everywhere. That's fucking every group, every organization, everywhere. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's disgusting. But I don't watch the news. I don't watch any of that shit. I get my news from my specific sources whom I trust. You know what I mean? And I trust them because they are honest and truthful and credible, you know? But it was good, though, because I forget when it was. I don't know if it was over the weekend. I think it was. But Jake Tapper, who was a journalist for CNN, fucking ripped into him on an interview on his show to Sheriff Israel. Jake Tapper was the guy who hosted the CNN debate. He's one of their bigger journalists. When he just re-interviewed Sheriff Israel over the fucking weekend, man, just ringed him out. Just fucking shit all over his story. You know, it's sad, man, when you really take a step back and not just his gun shit. But you just look at the state. Imagine just looking at what the soul of America would look like right now. Like, if you could see Dorian Gray's painting, you know what I mean? Like, if you know the story of Dorian Gray, and he lived his life. He was always young and handsome and you know, and all these things. But his portrait was like his soul, and the portrait was what like sustained his life or whatever, you know. And his portrait was what took on all the sins and all the age and everything. And I imagine that the soul of America, if you could see it right now, would be just, you know, it would, you know, I don't know how I would describe it, but it's very, very, very just heartbreaking. And
yeah, I agree. Our country's got cancer, essentially, you know, stage 4 cancer. I don't see any way. I honestly have faith in the people, or at least some of the people, but I have no faith in our government. I have no faith that there's any necessarily turning back at this point. Now, I don't necessarily mean that our country is fucking doomed or anything like that, but I do think that the division. It's a hard line in the sand now, and it's not going anywhere. And you know that, and there's no long, you know, there's no bipartisan ship, if you will, in our country anymore. It's all just fucking propaganda and what fuels this group you believe in and their agenda rather than your own personal beliefs. No one has their own personal beliefs anymore. It's just
everyone's on
whatever this group, yeah, and it's fucking sad to see.
Yeah, no, it's sad to see. It really is, man, and so Do I think America is doomed? No, America's going to get past this, but it's going to go through a lot of change and it's going to go through a lot of fucking hardship. You know what I mean? And that's the way of civilizations since the beginning of man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Empires change, civilizations change, everything fucking changes, and we're no fucking different. You know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons why I think right now is such a fucking important time in human history, man. I really think that in 50 years from now, we're gonna look back at this fucking point in human history, and just it's going to be so incredibly significant and pondered over, because we have so many significant changes and so many different things have happened in this fucking little bit. Just look at the advancements in technology, in gender, in politics, in geopolitical fucking affairs. I mean, just everything that's happened within 10 years, just 10. It has been fucking just crazy. You know what I mean? And I believe that everyone who's alive right now, it's for a reason, man. You know what I mean? I think I think our lifetimes and the lifetimes of our children are just going to be so pivotal. You know what I mean? I really believe that. I really fucking do. And that's one of the reasons why I try so hard to be as good of a person and to really fucking nail down my principles and my values, because I think in the soon and near future, all Americans are going to be forced to have to stand on their principles and their values. You know what I mean? I think that life in general is going to be a little bit more fucking strugglesome in the future. You know what I mean? And you're really going to have to fucking live what you believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I try so hard to do it every day now. So when the time comes, when it's fucking really serious time to stand up on what you believe in, to really be a good person, to really fucking believe in your values, when that time does come, I'll be prepared because I've been doing it all day, every day since for however long. But there you go. Your camera's back on. But yeah. So it's oh baby, huh? Because I mean, just think about the world they're going to grow up in, man. Think about that. Just
that's my biggest concern. That's my biggest priority with my son is the fucking world that not even that we're living in now. It's just the direction we're heading, and not even really. I know you and Alex and when y'all were talking spoke on this, but not even just the problems we're having, just how much awareness we need to have as a country technologically and what it is that we're creating and what we're getting ourselves into. And specifically, y'all talked about regarding, artificial intelligence.
That's my theory.
Be careful what the fuck it is we're creating here. And otherwise our country's going to end up like a fucking real life movie.
No, I completely believe like that our biggest threat right now. Yeah, I have been convinced that of all the fucking things, crazy. Out of all the things that really fucking pose a threat to us, fucking artificial superintelligence, as my man Glenn Beck likes to say. I know, baby. You have to distinguish between artificial intelligence and artificial superintelligence, and you combine that with everything that's going on around the world with fake news and social media and geopolitics and everything else, man. You fucking throw in the rise of artificial superintelligence. What, baby? What? And you want some juice? Okay. It's scary, dog. Like when you really, really, really look at the examples around the world of the advancements in fucking artificial intelligence and what we're actually able to do, it's fucking scary. You find some really scary fucking examples of like, holy shit, like Skynet and the Terminator and the Matrix are all like real fucking things, and it's I mean, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and Stephen Hawking last year, like in November, I think it was, went to the UN and said that the biggest threat to mankind was artificial intelligence. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like people go, oh, okay, whatever. And they forget what the fuck that means, man. But it's gonna be just nuts. It really is. I completely believe, and that's one of the reasons why I said, the things that are going to happen in our lifetime are going to be so pivotal, because I really think that one of the things that are going to really contribute to the changes in the way that we live our lives is going to be technology, artificial intelligence being one of them, being like the main contributing
Yes.
factor, you know?
Yep. And I don't think it's as far fetched to believe, it with the, again, if we're not fucking careful, like, 20 years from now, we end up at war with fucking goddamn Iran or some shit, and they're sending goddamn robots to go fucking fight this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that just sounds so crazy, but it's not. It's not.
No, it's not, and it's only going, like, so one of the things I unfortunately think that we will see this year is, I think that we'll probably see some sort of terrorist attack done so via unmanned aerial vehicle, um, uh, in everything battling for ISIS right now. A lot of the shit that they uncovered, and Kurdish soldiers were killed by unmanned aerial vehicle IEDs. People say drones, and it's not a drone. Okay, a drone is completely autonomous. What everyone uses is a UAV. You know what I mean? I know that's a fucking getting into the weeds, but I forget the guy's name. He's a Navy SEAL. He fucking works in the security industry now, where he makes that fucking big thing. He's like, it's not a drone. Drones are completely autonomous. Everyone flies as a UAV. So I try to make that correction too. But anyway, um, they found a whole bunch of fucking ID factories that were all little fucking UAV ID factories. The Kurds had fucking deaths caused by fucking aerial UAVs or IEDs. And I think you're going to see that at some point in time here. You know what I mean? Because they're just so prevalent everywhere. And you can just fly one into a fucking a football stadium and blow up a section of the crowd with like a fucking pound or two of fucking HME, or fucking C, or whatever the case. You know what I mean? Anyone can fucking do it. So with the rise of those and everything of those happening over in the Middle East right now, I think that's going to come here. And on top of that, the technology in artificial intelligence, I mean, the military grade technology. There's this thing. I'm pretty sure it's China, but they've been testing and having a lot of success with this weapon called the Swarm, and that really is, they really are drones. So the Swarm are little fucking tiny autonomous fucking bots or autonomous flying vehicles that can fly past and go anywhere. And they all work as like a flock of birds. They all work autonomous with one another. So they can gather intelligence. They can fucking maneuver in and out of any kind of defense. They're too small to be detected by anything. And it really is a swarm of little information collecting fucking robots. You know what I mean? And those have been fucking picking up a lot of fucking traction as far as prevalence and things where I've seen them at. But it's shit like that, that's really going to change. And that if you look what's happening in the South China Sea with what China is doing down there as far as making all the man-made islands, putting airstrips on them, missile defense systems, all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? And that's that's a big hot spot for us right now. Is over there, and it's crazy, dude. When you really fucking try to inform yourself on the hot spots where conflict is at around the world, it's everywhere. There's substantial conflict almost everywhere. You know what I mean? And people forget that, and it's like there's no sign anywhere of it going the opposite way.
It's not. And it's not going to.
Yeah. It's scary, brother. It's scary, but like I said, I really believe that we are in a critical point in human history. I believe we're all alive for a reason, and that's why I said, man, I try so hard every fucking day to be as good of a person as I can, because I think that in the fucking future, in the near distant future, it's going to matter. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
It's is what it is.
Yeah, dude. It's like we're not in the twilight zone, but it's like we're getting to the point as a country where we're coming to a crossroads, and everybody in this country has to either choose to go left or go fucking right. And going left is just centrally, it's just central. It's just essentially those basic human morals and basic human decencies that you're talking about. And going right is all of it, is buying in and trusting all this new age shit that's going on, and letting it dictate your life and shit like that. I seen something where I think it was Mark Zuckerberg said, I think it was actually last year's, not this past New Year's, but the one before it. One of his New Year's resolutions was to basically create an AI robot to be able to be a maid in his house, and it's like, no.
Did you see what Facebook did?
No, I didn't.
Okay, did you see? Okay, so Facebook, they had an algorithm that they wanted to solve, right? So they had two AI supercomputers that they wanted to connect to solve this algorithm. Okay, have you heard about the story? Does this sound familiar?
Yeah, I haven't looked too deep into it, but I think I know what you're referring to. I think, at least.
Yeah, so they had these two AI supercomputers that they wanted to solve this algorithm. So what they connected them. They turned them on and connected these two AI computers, and they started communicating with one another. And within minutes, okay, out of nowhere, they started communicating in this shorthand that was ununderstandable. Thank you. What? You just come over here just to drop that? Anyway, the two supercomputers started communicating together in this shorthand that the fucking programmers couldn't understand. So they shut them off. So they like fucking scrap this, or they killed the computers. They just turned them off. And afterwards, really analyzing what fucking happened, okay, they turned off two artificial intelligence supercomputers. The computers started talking. The computers then realized, hey, there's some guys here. Those guys are listening to us. Why don't we fucking come up with our own language so they can't fucking understand what we're trying to tell one another? Okay, let's do that. So you had two computers that were talking to one another, acknowledged that they were being listened to, decided, one came up with an idea, hey, let's make our own language. And the other one said, you know what, that's a good idea. And then they fucking did it and started communicating to each other in a language ununderstandable to the people that created it.
Within minutes.
Within minutes. I like. So if that precedent, and if that doesn't just immediately terrify you, and if you don't understand why that's so scary, the fact that two computers had the cognizance, or the cognitive ability to realize they were being monitored, to communicate to one another that they were to acknowledge that they were being monitored, to then come up with a fucking language on their own that they knew that other people couldn't understand, and then did it. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, that intelligence that is in a computer, within that amount of time is I think just frightening as shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's why that's a whole reason I brought up that shit with Mark Zuckerberg and doing that, is because to me, the first thing I thought of is like, okay, so what does that teach your kids that you have? Like that to do basic things like, your fucking chores, and to, be, basic responsibilities, or to just make sure you have your fucking robot do it for you, to rely on something else. And if you're relying on something else to do something in such a basic form, I feel like you're setting up not only yourself but your children or those around you. Just it's for utter failure, and especially when you have the power that he does as a billionaire. And you know it's oh my god.
Yeah, he's a big lefty. Good old Zuckerberg. He's a big lefty. But you know that doesn't bother. That's not what fucking bothers me, man. But I don't give a shit what your political beliefs are. I truly fucking don't. But you know when you wield, when you're misleading and deliberately so. Yeah, back to what I was saying about Zuckerberg, man. I don't give a shit about your fucking political beliefs. But the fact that he, or not even going to say he, because I don't know for fucking sure, but, you know, anybody who would deliberately mislead and abuse their influence is what I do have a problem with, you know?
Yeah.
If you want to say, hey, I'm a fucking leftist and, you know, I believe these fucking things and these are the things that my fucking private organization, my private company, Facebook believes in, and we're not going to tolerate views or we're not going to fucking support views that aren't in line with ours. I would have 100% respect for fucking Mark Zuckerberg if he came out and said that. Abigail, what are you doing, baby? Stop. Hey, quit. No, get up. Stop doing that right now. Quit. Get out of there. But if he came out and said that, I would have 100% respect for him. You know what I mean? But when you try to say that, oh no, I'm so inclusive and I include everybody, and you know it's not me, and we don't fucking intentionally mislead people, and we don't secretly fucking help one side, but really do, and that's what he does do. You know what I mean? He's dishonest and misleading. You know what I mean? And that's what I do have a problem with. So, is what it is.
Yeah, but I couldn't agree with you more there. Yeah. But
because I believe he can do whatever the fuck it is he wants to do, man. It is his company, it's his organization. He's a private citizen. It's not a government fucking facility. Do what you want to do. Have the opinions you want to have, but be honest about it. That's just Abigail. No, ma'am. She's a fucking terrorist, dude. That's why I love fucking Elon Musk so much, man. I really fucking do, because if you're going to be a billionaire, be Elon Musk. Be the dude who's just fucking doing shit because he can and because he wants to, and he don't give a fuck about nobody telling him no or telling him otherwise, man. He's just he doesn't give a fuck about failing. Like he goes and tries shit, and if it fucking flops, he don't give a fuck. He moves on to the next thing.
Yeah.
But
I love the fact that what he's doing right now is I mean, I guess I don't really know if it's 100% self-funded, but just at least that's the way that it seems, that everything he's fucking doing right now is just completely self-funded. Oh, am I out? Oh, okay.
No, you're good.
And that's what I love most about it, is that, like you said, he's doing all these things that he wants to do and he wants to achieve, and he's doing it with his fucking money. He's not getting all these investors to give me your money and we'll try this. No, I want to do it, so I'm gonna do it. I love that he that's why I love Elon Musk. I don't agree with everything he says, and
no, of course not.
But I love what he stands for. That's what I love about him.
I don't agree with a lot of his political beliefs, you know what I mean? But at the same time, the way he lives his life and what he does and why he does it, I do love. You know what I mean? I mean, he really, like you said, does he fucking get money from other people? I'm sure he does. And does he have to fucking do shit with government? Of course I think he does. But I do not believe that those are his main fucking, tools of business. I believe he does, like you said, what he wants to do with his own money when he wants to do it. And I think that, buddying up with government and getting funding from other people and not spending his own money aren't close to his mind at all. I don't think he really gives a fuck all that much about government. I don't think he gives a fuck all that much about publicity and other people's money, because he's got all of his own. And he really, if he gave a fuck about all that shit more than what he's doing, then he would be known for, all of his, he'd be like he wouldn't be known for creating all these businesses and going to the fucking space and for SpaceX and for fucking the Hyperloop shit and Tesla and all these other things. Focus, camera, thank you. But he wouldn't be known for all that shit. You know what I mean? But those are the things he's actually did. Like, look at the car company Tesla. Look at SpaceX. Look at all that shit. You know, and that's what he is doing. He legitimately so. And he does it because he can. You know, and he wants to. Yeah. You know? So, I like I said, just because you like somebody, you admire somebody, doesn't mean that you fucking have to agree with all the shit that they are, or they say, or they represent. You know, I mean, shit.
It's to the point in our country where I almost don't agree with, in regards to political views. I almost agree with nobody. So I don't really even take that into account anymore. You know, somebody's political belief. I try and avoid it as much as I can, as long as you're not just a heavy endorser of this fucking divide. You know, then you know, I don't give a shit what you believe in, because I know I won't agree with you. You know, just leave me the fuck alone. That's all I care about.
Yeah, man, like the actual politics, the party politics, you know, I am completely ashamed and disgusted with, you know, everything in the fucking mainstream media, it disgusts me, the vast majority of it anyway, and, but, you know, I completely do not claim any kind of, like, you know, association with any of that, man. Like, my political beliefs and the people that I believe in, like, aren't even in politics. The people I agree with the most are in private industry and in entrepreneurship, you know, or are entrepreneurs, excuse me, you know, and those are the people whose beliefs I respect the most and agree with the most, you know, and everybody in actual party politics, I could give a fuck about, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because I think that no matter what, if you exist in party politics as they exist today in our current government, even if you're a person of honor and character, man, like you're in a system that is unhonorable, that has no character, you know what I mean? And I get the fact that, oh, you want to do it, but you're still in that cesspool of bureaucracy and fucking regulations and filled with people who are not righteous of character and people who are not, you know, in there with the right intentions. You know, you have a shit ton of people who are selfish and self-serving and immoral and don't give a fuck about don't give a fuck about America or the American people, you know? And of course they say they fucking do, but look at what their actions are and how they live their fucking lives and who, you know, and they're just all self-serving. So no matter, like, guys I respect in politics, like Senator Mike Lee, who's a fucking gangster motherfucker. He's a huge constitutionalist. He's still a senator, man. He's still part of that system that is as it exists today is a fucking disgrace. You know what I mean? Compared to our original principles and our and you know, like, I always like to fucking kind of joke around about people. Our founders would have fucking revolted already. They would have been, you know, a long time ago, man. And it's sad. It really is fucking sad. You know,
this is the whole. You think about the times we're in, and like this, and how the Constitution came to be in the first place. Like, welcome to 2018.
Well, you know, let me take you to my office really quick. No, so, you know, what's scary is, so if you read the Declaration of Independence, which is right up here on my fucking wall, you will fucking learn that you can draw direct correlations, basically, to what was going on at the time and all the reasons that Thomas Jefferson lays out and all the abuses that King George was inflicting upon his people can be directly drawn to today. You know what I mean? And it's again, you know, when you know history, um, you get really fucking nervous about everything that's going on today, man, because you think about the times in human history when all these fucking crazy, you know, global changes and global events have happened, and not just world wars, but everything, you know, and it's it's about that time, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's past that time.
Yeah, it's about that motherfucking time. But you know, it's and that's you know, stop trying to be right. Stop trying to prove people right. Stop trying to prove people wrong. Stop trying to fucking, you know, care about dumb shit, man. Like the future is going to be about who you are as a fucking person. You know, it's going to be about right and wrong, and it's not going to be about fucking politics or sports or social media. None of that shit. It's going to be a, you know, good and evil shit.
Stop trying to be right and focus on doing right. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is what it is, dude. You know, and that's why we're doing shit like this. You know, that's why you and I are fucking talking right now. You know, we're talking about experiences. Fucking, we're bettering each other's lives, which can better our families, which can better our fucking community, all that shit, man. That's literally how you fucking fix school shootings from happening, by being better parents, by being better neighbors, by being better friends. You know what I mean? And influencing others to do the same, inspiring others to do the same. You know what I mean? That's what stops that shit. Not government, not laws, none of that shit, man. People, you know, and it's sad because everyone wants to point the finger and point the blame and blame everything else, man, instead of looking at themselves and looking what they have done and what they can do to really better their own lives and better their own fucking families and shit, man. And it's just take real responsibility, you know.
yeah, stop worrying about other people and worry about your fucking self. Who gives a fuck what somebody else is doing? You know, you know, it's what I tell my wife is, you know, if you know, the example I've given her before is if somebody next door to us has the same exact layout as our house, and we both own we both own essentially the same exact house, and we make $60,000 a year, and they make $200,000 a year, but we're both living comfortably. But you and I have this rich, happy, amazing life, and they fight every single night and hate each other. Who's really living life to the fullest? Who, you know, is it them because they have 3 times as much money as us, or is it us? You know, this people, I think, for, you know, are so worried about what others are doing and worried about, you know, especially with success, you know, worried about, you know, how fast, you know, basing their success on other people. Stop worrying about other people. Stop worrying about what somebody else is doing. You know, and instead, you know, fucking empower them. You know, tell them to fucking, you know, hell, keep it up and worry about yourself. And if you want to worry about what somebody else is doing, use it as motivation. You know, don't let it hold you back. And you know, so many people let what somebody else is doing just, you know, a lot of that stuff, a lot of that viewpoints, you know, it helped me, you know, listening to a lot of, you know, Gary Vee, obviously, you know, that stop worrying about the other people and worry about your fucking self, you know. That's why I love his shit so much, that, you know, it, that the ideology of not the ideology, but just that constant misconception that you can't do something your way because somebody else did it another way, and you can't, you know, something should take you this long to achieve success. Success is just an opinion. It's you know, and how, you know, whether
it's perspective. You're right. It's perspective.
Yeah. And I wish that we all just focused on ourselves, and I think if we did, you know, it would naturally cause us to care about others a whole lot more.
Fucking Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Nice.
But yeah, no, man. I mean, you're completely 100% fucking correct, and you know, people when they want to put blame, you know, they want to point the finger at anyone except themselves. You know, and the same thing with people who want shit. You know, you don't want to earn it. You don't want to. Hey, can you stop doing that, please? What is wrong with you? Give me this. Stop eating pebbles, weirdo. Now go. Gosh.
Nice.
My fucking, you see, this is what they're doing, man. Your kids are terrorists, dude. Hey, stop eating shit. Hey, with me. Stop eating stuff. Stop. Gosh. See, this is what sucks about the dogs is because the dogs will bring in just nothing but hair and well, obviously hair, but they'll bring in dirt and just dust and rocks and shit from outside. And Abigail, being the little fucking, you know, crazy person she is, she'll go around and pick up the little pieces of sticks and little pieces of grass and the little fucking pebbles and just eat them. You know, like, damn, kid, just fucking stop putting shit in your mouth. Gosh, you know. But that's that dad shit, man. That it really is.
Yeah.
That's that parent shit. You know. And like right now, you know, this is one of those times when, so most people, if we were trying to do a podcast, would want to fucking be you know, wouldn't want to be bothered, wouldn't want to have interruptions, any of that kind of shit. You know what I mean? And then when your kids fucking come in and bother you and doing shit, you would have fucking got all pissed off and upset and like, wah, you know, and got you all bent out of shape. But when you're a when you're a full-time stay-at-home parent, you know, your patience,
Mm-hmm.
that fucking obviously, well, obviously, I said you don't have to do. You don't have to fucking do anything. But your patience fucking really steps up a couple levels. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? What are you
absolutely.
doing, weirdo? So it is. Oh shit! It's almost 3 o'clock over there. Are you going to try to get any fucking sleep before you fucking go to work?
Oh hell no, no, definitely not now. I just power through.
Really?
What? Yeah, I mean, I slept from I got about I don't know 4 or 5 hours. I swear, bro, I have my body has still got that marine shit in me where like once I'm up for a little while, I'll get tired, my body will hit a wall, and then it's
Yeah.
like my body realizes, okay, well, you're not gonna let me go to sleep, and I think it's just like my natural endorphins literally like will like zap into me, and my body will wake up, it'll be like I'm good to go. It's easy at work, man, because I have to be awake. I don't have any choice. It's a lot harder at home, and that's why I say things like being a stay-at-home dad would be very, very difficult for nights like last night for me, and that I've explained that I have. If I'm at home, it would be very, very difficult to not just be sitting on the couch and fall asleep or something. Like that would be a battle of another degree for me. It really, really would. Oh
No,
man.
damn! Don't you go up there? Yeah, it's well, I mean, your body gets on its own its internal clock. You know what I mean? So that's why, like, you know, when you'll fall asleep or you'll wake up, you know, when your body normally fucking does, when your mind knows it's supposed to, your body will just follow. You know what I mean? What are you doing, little girl? And so that's what happens to you all the time, man. That's what happened to us, you know, like you said, in whatever, you know, whatever fucking circumstance, whenever you train yourself or whenever you go through fucking things, when your schedule is very important and you have to wake your fucking self up at a certain, it's going to remember. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so that's pretty natural, you know. But because like unfortunately, just people like us, it's hard to turn off. You know, you can't kind of undo that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why you get so fucked up with your, you know, that's why for you it sucks so bad with your sleep schedule, man, being fucking, you know, not normal sleeping hours and all fucked up and shit. Yeah, that's why it's just so crappy. Gary, what are you doing, little girl? Come down here. Come on. Come on. What are you doing? Stop going back there. Let's go. Down here. Down here. I know, you're not going to be sweet and get out of it. Come on. Down here. Let's go. Yep, right here. You can chill. Right here, next to me. Yeah. But yeah, being a stay-at-home parent, man, you don't get a whole fuck ton of sleep at all.
Yeah, no.
Uh, and I don't sit down much. Like right now, I mean, I'm sitting down on my stairs. Like earlier, I was sitting on the couch, but I mean, you kind of only can sit on especially my couch because it's comfortable as fuck. But you can't really sit down too much because one, you do get tired. Two, your kids are running the fuck around, you know. And especially when they're potty training like this one, I mean, I have to take her to the fucking bathroom, to go fucking potty however every 20 minutes or so, I mean, sometimes it's shorter than that, but I mean, it's you don't get relaxed time, especially when your kids are, like I said, just running and walking and all that shit, man. You don't get to be lazy. You know what I mean?
Not, yeah, no. That'd be like I said, dude, that would be a battle of another degree if I was doing it, if my job was at home. Oh my God.
No, man, you'd be surprised how fucking much you dig it, man. Because you go when it was just her, when it was just me and Abigail, man, we were the shit. Like there wasn't nothing that I did without her. I took her everywhere. I did everything. I was still really active and fucking I was always training and going to the little political things that I was following around at the time and all this shit. And she was totally gangster as fuck, man. Was totally chill. She was just awesome. But then when Gabe was born, and that not only changed everything because he was a fucking terrorist, but it changed everything because when you go from 1 to 2 babies, that's a pretty big change, and it's really really fucking difficult to adjust to going from 1 to 2. But you figure it out. But it's a lot harder. Going from 1 to 2 babies, that is a lot harder. So it's but you figure it out, dude. Like especially like you would figure it out really quick, man. You get into a good fucking routine. Like you pick. I mean, you're a manager at your fucking spot right now where you work at. I mean, and it looks like you have to fucking be pretty on point with a lot of the logistics and fucking all the other shit. You know what I mean? So are you just gonna keep crawl? You don't get to crawl up and crawl down. You don't get to do that. So yeah, like I said, you get into a pretty fucking fun routine when it was just baby number one. You know what I mean? When that's all you had to when all I had to worry about was just her. It was fucking smooth sailing. You're not gonna play around, baby. Come on. But yeah, so you say shit like no, it'd be you'd be fucking you right now if you just had the same situation, you just stay at home parent, you'd be good. Stop.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know I would be good, but it's typically you see you don't see the stay-at-home dads as much as you see the stay-at-home moms, but there's a lot of stay-at-home moms that I know, and I always try and that most of them I don't even because you have people on Facebook you haven't even seen in years, and I try and be I try and like reach out to just random ones and just be like just give them positive reinforcement, especially from somebody they don't ever talk to. Just tell them like, hey, I got a lot of fucking respect for you because I know that that's the toughest job in the world, and shit like that. I'm one of the people that recognizes the difficulty in that because there's so many people in this world that still look at a stay-at-home parent like they don't have a job, and it's like y'all are out of touch is what y'all are. Y'all are out of fucking touch. That's the toughest job in the world.
Yeah, it's Okay, stop taking over the podcast, crazy girl.
That's how fast she took over.
Yeah, and she does it on purpose, man, because she's a fucking crazy person. But yeah, no, man, I wouldn't trade it for the. I mean, I know that once Sarah retires and I really start pursuing this path that we're on, you know what I mean? I know it's going to be a lot different, especially as she grows older, you know what I mean? But Abigail, no ma'am. But just being able to fucking spend this time with your kids, especially at this point in time when they're so young, when all their little brains are just little sponges and they're just soaking everything in, man, you know what I mean? It's pretty fucking awesome. It really is. And I wouldn't. I don't regret a second. I wouldn't change it for anything. It's been the most rewarding experience of my life. Fucking being able to have this time with these little fucking crazy people. You know, as much as they might be little assassins trying to plot your demise. Why you want me to freaking do the get down, crazy person? Well, yeah.
No, I had this. It's about that time. Like I know I'm gonna be tired, and the days that I'm tired, normally at about 3 o'clock, give or take, I'll if I know I'm gonna be tired, I'll drink a little bit of a red line, and the shit tastes like garbage. Tastes like
yeah, dude. Why do you drink that shit?
Only on the day. Well, first of all, I shouldn't. But the days that I know I'm gonna be dead, I'll give it to myself to give me that extra boost later on.
Yeah, I drink coffee like it's my job, man. I drink fucking coffee, just black coffee, like it's my job. You know, I mean, I don't make pots. I just have the Keurig, and I drink 2 to 3 cups in the morning. You know, and periodically drink them throughout the day. On any given day, I would say on average, I would fucking probably take down 5 cups of coffee on average a day. You know, and I don't like. I've never liked soda. I've never drank, or as I don't know, my northeastern friends say, pop. You know, never. I just don't, I've never been a constant pop or soda drinker, man. So. You know, it was just really easy for me to never get addicted to energy drinks. But I know so many motherfuckers who just slam them things like it's fucking going out of style, man. And it's just, all the sugar and all that crap, dude. It fucking kills my stomach, man. I gotta. My stomach is pretty fucking hardcore, but it's on its last legs, man. Because it's had to put up with a lot of shit. No, ma'am. And energy drinks, there's no way I'd have been able to take that, man. There's no way I'd be able to take all that shit.
I don't drink soda either. I don't like soda, but I do like the energy drink, NOS. I do drink NOS a good bit, a lot more than I should.
I mean, everything in moderation, right? You know, I mean, it's everything in moderation. And is that shit horrible for you? I'm sure it's probably not good. But if you're taking care of yourself in, you know, most other aspects of life, and you're just letting yourself fucking enjoy a energy drink every once in a while, is that not perfectly reasonable? And I would say yes, you know. And your camera keeps on cutting out.
Yeah, that's my. I guess that's my alcohol now. That's my drug. Well, I shouldn't say that because I don't drink them anywhere close to like that. But that's my that's my vice, I guess you could say. It's those NOS, and it has to be the purple ones too. If it's not the purple ones, then I don't even care. The look,
dude. She can. If looks could kill, man.
Damn.
She would be Stalin. You know, because she's got those fucking eyebrows and just killer, man. She can just daggers with her looks.
You had said about everything in moderation, and I was just saying about the NOS.
Oh yeah. You're NOS and all that shit. Yeah.
That's a great example, though. Saying, you know, everything in moderation in that way on why I don't even smoke anymore, but I'm still like a major supporter of, you know, the legalization, you know, nationwide and all that, because I was just somebody who didn't use it for the right reasons. You know, I told myself I was doing it, but like all the things that you're doing right now, you know, getting done and things like that, and smoking helps you to level you out, kind of. Like it wasn't doing that for me. It was making me just be a lazy fuck. You know what I'm saying?
But your NOS is, though.
Yeah.
Your NOS does that now.
Right. Yeah. But it was just I wasn't enjoying the hobbies in life or the passions in life. It was just turning into like another drug, another alcohol. It's just completely taking over. I'm not enjoying myself. If I'm not high. I'm not doing this if I don't smoke. I'm been out of shape and a complete. Where it's too big of a focal point, and I'm not getting anything productive. What? You're crazy. My dogs. I'm not getting anything productive done, and I wasn't productive when I was smoking because I was just smoking too much, just way too much. So it was, but just in the terms of being productive.
Hey, Frederick.
There he is.
I'm not on for long. Actually, I'll talk to you guys until I get back home. When I look at the ongoing call, it says DJ and Tyrone, and then I see fucking Lawyer.
I don't know why your shit says that, man. I think that Josh might be a few shades too light to be Ty.
No.
Where you at right now?
So we went to sign a lease, but the guy was installing a new range for us. At first, he was supposed to put in the old range, which is like the coil fucking heaters. Now we have a flat top range, very fucking nice. He was installing the range and a dishwasher, a new range and dishwasher. So basically, we just went, dropped off the checks, and got the keys. And this guy's like one of those old guys who's like pretty fucking honest and straightforward. He was like, "Look, I don't want to go through the lease right now because I just want to finish putting this shit in." So we just like went there and just gave him that, and we just left. And Monique wanted pizza, so I'm grabbing some pizza. I'm gonna walk 2 blocks back to the crib and eat. And actually, what I'll do is
you'll freeze is what you'll do.
Freeze, motherfucker.
Actually, what I'll do is bam, stop.
Am I good now?
Yeah,
you're good.
I'll stay home.
The best one was the beer.
Every time, bro, it's freezing on him at the perfect spot every time.
I don't know. I'm not in a bad area.
It's your stupid phone, Fred. It's your dumb iPhone.
Yeah, it is. It is. I fucking hate these things, honestly.
What iPhone do you have?
This is an old one. It's the SE.
I don't even know. I don't have.
So it's before the 6.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's a lie, man.
And Monique was like, I got this for the business because we have an iPad, so it's easier for me to like airdrop photos that I take. And then Monique was like, I want to be able to FaceTime you. Well, now we can FaceTime via Skype and Discord. So the next phone I get, I'm going to go back to Droid because I don't like this shit.
Good. Yeah, man. I call iPhones like your little kid phone, man. I call the Droids, your grown-up phone. It's an adult phone.
That's what I did, man. I had an iPhone and I switched to Droid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've never been an Apple product guy. I know a lot of people love them, especially the fucking MacBooks and all that shit. But I just never was that guy. You know what I mean? I've always been just a more of a fucking Droid, fucking Samsung person.
I love Droid, man.
Yeah, I think they're better. I just now so Sarah had an iPhone for fucking ever. Sarah had iPhones, I think, since they fucking came out. And finally, I just got her to fucking finally switch, and she got a Droid when we upgraded the phones. We just upgraded, I think, in January, and this, like, the case to my phone, that's a motherfucking real Pelican case, dog. Like, I didn't know, where's it at? I didn't know the actual Pelican fucking, where's the little Pelican case fucking thing? Anyway,
I didn't know Pelican make phone
Pelican
cases. That's fucking awesome, man. I know it's fucking stout if Pelican's making phone cases, yeah.
Yeah, man. Like they
That's
fucking
awesome.
yeah.
Shit.
Bam.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to cop one of those, man. For real.
I had no idea until I seen it. He was at the AT&T store, and I was, when the fuck did Pelican make phone cases? You know, and I was just, and it was the only one left, and I made such a big deal out of it in the store. I was like, look at this gangster fucking shit. Where did you know? And you know the people who worked there were kind of like looking at me. I mean, that happens everywhere I go, but because I was just making a big deal for no fucking reason, you know. But I was very impressed when I first seen it. Point.
BJ, I like your podcast setup, your background. It's pretty fucking motivating. You got the big ass Liberty safe. Like, I wish you motherfuckers would come and try me.
Yeah, he does have the background. He does. Yeah, he's got the fucking.
It's my corner, man. It's. I got a corner upstairs too, man, and I think that's important. You know, I want to start fucking shooting from out in my garage too, because I got a pretty good little fortress of solitude in my garage. So
That's fucking awesome. Maybe you got the little fucking the shit you see in the movies, the little handles, the tri fucking bar. You gotta fucking roll that shit to the fucking right.
I'll tell you what, man. I wish everybody could come out here, man. I really do, dude. I really fucking wish that. I'm going to set up a vacation time. Like, so Loya, me and Fred and Brandon and Ty have been talking about doing a fucking group, you know, possibly doing a group meetup, you know, and getting together and doing a fucking podcast episode recording. But, you know, it's where all the families we could all meet up together. And I want to do that in like a mountain kind of setting, you know, have like a set of cabins, you know, secluded up in the mountains somewhere in like Colorado, you know, but you know that has the enemies. So you still have Wi-Fi, but you go out and you're just still out in the middle of fucking nowhere, you know.
Yeah.
So, Fred's in there buying some, but anyway, that shit that I would really fucking want, because that's what's fun to me now, man. Is going out and experiencing nature and having an adventure, you know, going and fucking doing cool shit. You know what I mean? Not going out and getting fucked up and being dumb and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I used to do so well.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, obviously.
Didn't I used to do that so good?
Yeah, you was pretty good at it. I was pretty good at it myself.